Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. There is a new addition coming here to Tiny Dreamer Homestead. I am getting a storm shelter. I did invest in a storm shelter, took out a loan, and I definitely feel that my property needs one. I am here in West Tennessee where there are tons of tornadoes. The town next to me got obliterated by a tornado a few months ago, and I'm 18 minutes away. We did hear some of the rattling, and it was starting to get pretty bad here too. Because I've got Airbnb guests, RV guests, and tent campers, as well as myself and my 4 cats, I figured invest in a storm shelter to protect myself, the cats, and all of the guests in case something like this were to happen. Better safe than sorry. We're going to be going outside today, and we're going to be pouring a little, or basically prepping a little pad for this storm shelter to sit. It is an above the ground storm shelter. It is 6 feet by 12 feet, and we're going to need the gravel pad that we put underneath it to be at least 14 feet by 8 feet. So I will bring out my measuring tape. We're going to be tilling up the land a little bit because I'm having a friend come over here. They're going to be dropping rocks, and then I'm going to be taking a rake and putting the rocks in this prep spot. Prepping is basically going to be tilling up this area, trying to get all the grass off, trying to work up the dirt, trying to make like a little pan, so to speak. Part of this would be called edging. I don't have any machines or anything like that, so we do have to do it by hand, but the rocks will then fill this little pan, and then the storm shelter will fit on top of this. Now what this is going to do is prevent the storm shelter from shifting, or even the rocks from shifting once it's on top of there, but it will supply it a level surface. So let's get out there. I hope my tiller is working because we have a lot of work to do. See you there. We are in my garage, and this is the tiller that I first did all my gardens with. I did get rid of my other corded tiller, but this is battery powered. The batteries are already charged. We're gonna go out there and see what this can do. I might also weed eat a little bit just to kind of break up all the grass. And then we've got some other things we're gonna do, but let's head out there. Walking out of my mobile home, I could either come this way, this was the garage we were just in, or over here. Now, over here is where I'm going to be putting the storm shelter, and there aren't too many trees up here per se that could fall on it. We do have a good 12 feet of space to 6 feet of space that we're going to be digging up. Just a little, kind of like a little pan looking thing. I don't even know what to call it, but we're kind of just digging up the ground a little bit so the rocks can set within the ground. Got our tools over there. Now, one of the things I want to mention, you see this huge tree right here? I was going to put the storm shelter right there facing this way, and someone told me, well, what if a tornado hit that tree and fell on the building or blocked your entrance from it? So that's why I'm no longer putting it there, and I'm putting it over here. These bushes for the most part are small. These trees are a little bit bigger, but I kind of feel this is a better place to put it. It's more open. I don't have to cut any trees. And if this tree was to fall, it wouldn't harm an 18,000 pound storm shelter. So we're going to measure up this little space right here, maybe about 14 feet to 8 feet. And this is the road. So this is the gravel path. Whenever they bring in the storm shelter, I'm assuming they're going to back it in to this spot right here. So I might put rocks up this whole section right here just to make it easier for the truck to actually set the storm shelter on the ground. If it were up there, there's a hill right here. I had some friends drop some wood chips up in this section right here, and their truck got stuck on the tarp in the mud, and that was just a smaller truck. Now imagine a truck that's going to be bringing in an 18,000 pound storm shelter. You want to have them be able to get through here, get up this hill without it being wet, and then have a nice clearance to come back down. But we're not doing that up there just because I think it would be much more difficult to maintain. I mean, that's a huge tree. These trees will be blocking the tornado. Like, let's just say the tornado's going past here. At least these trees and these bushes are kind of like a barrier so that it doesn't hit the storm shelter. That's also what I'm hoping these trees right there do by forming like a little privacy fence right there. If the tornado's going past there, they hit those first, and that kind of softens anything that might want to go towards my mobile home. We do know we need at least 14 feet back and 8 feet wide. Now, The gravel path is right there, so we're definitely going to want to be able to still get a car to go around there. However, we might also want to get on the other side of this. Eventually I'll be painting it and just doing any type of cutting or maintenance over there. So I think that would be beneficial. There's nearly 8 feet right there. That's a wild lettuce plant. So that's going to be our 8 feet wide. All right. That's actually not bad at all. That is not big at all. I thought this whole section was going to need to be. I am going to grab the weed eater and I'm going to weed eat to the ground as much as I can first. You guys can see this right here. That's the 8 feet. That's the 14 feet up to there. So we're just going to be doing this little square right here. Almost seems like it should be bigger, but we will see how this works out. Okay, I'm just going to weed eat inside these lines to the ground as much as I can. See what I'm trying to accomplish here? I am basically cutting the grass down to the ground. Then we're going to till all this up, scrape all that out so it leaves like a little 1 or 2 or 3 inch pan that the rocks can sit in so that the storm shelter doesn't shift. And the whole thing will be inside the gravel. So it's not only going to be 2 more feet, because I put it like a little bit past that and a little bit past that, so it might be a little bit bigger than I wanted, but that's okay. I'm getting all the rocks to drop in here. So we're going to try to make this as deep as we can, 2-3 inches with the tiller, and instead of the tiller blades, I guess, getting this grass caught up in it, that's why we are weed eating. Okay, while the weed eater is taking a rest, like I think it's slightly the motor is heated up because it's a brand new battery, I'm going to start tilling up the section that we have done. Again, the goal here is to get up at least 2 or 3 inches of dirt, take all that out of there, and then fill that little thing with a load of rocks. And when my friend comes to put these rocks in here, I'm just going to be spreading it with a rake, making it as level as I can, and then that's what the storm shelter will sit on. Since the weed eater is still cooling down, I did a little bit more, but then it died out again. I'm going to start scraping some of this tilled stuff over here so that we know exactly still how far we need to till down. Because again, we're making this 2 or 3 inches deep. And then I brought a shovel out so then we can shovel this out and put this dirt somewhere. I ran out of tilling room because of the weed eater, so I had to stop that too. I can always put this dirt in the compost pile, or I can go top off one of the gardens. Okay, I was able to get a little bit more done of the weed eating, but then it died on me again, so all I have is this little patch to do right here, but I'm going to go ahead and till this other area that I just weed eated. definitely making progress. I put the weed eater away. I tried to till up some more, but I'm exhausted, so I might just take a break right now. Second day of this project, and this is how much I've gotten done. I did all this yesterday, but my friend who's coming to drop off the rocks in this little space right here, I sent him a picture of this and he suggested putting a sprinkler on it for a couple hours to soften the dirt, and then I could use the tiller and scrape more out of there. So that's what I'm going to do right now, hook up a sprinkler or even just hose it down and soften this up, and then we'll till it tomorrow. But first things first, we are going to put all of this debris that we got out of the space already, put it in that kiddie pool, and then we'll take that over to the mulch pile or even the gardens, just to top off the gardens or mix into the mulch pit. But we have to get this area cleared before we turn on the sprinkler. Now that all of that is moved, I'm going to bring the sprinkler out here, and I'll either spray it with the hose or I'll leave the sprinkler on it for a couple hours, maybe put it back in when it gets dark, and then tomorrow I will till it up. Okay, now we're just going to water this. I thought about putting a sprinkler out here because that's what my friend suggested, but I'm just going to spray it. I have a mister and I don't know if that's going to be enough. It was for the chickens, but they didn't use it. Let the hose out and wet it down. I've been out here for a good, I don't know, half an hour, but I've been using different types of beads on the nozzle and just got the whole thing wet. Maybe it'll soak down a couple of inches. I'll leave it tonight, and then I will come out here tomorrow and keep going. Back out here for a third day, and this is after I put the water and the sprinkler on here. Kind of just wet it down, and it looks like the tiller did a good job in getting up another maybe 2 or 3 inches. I'm going to take this rake and scrape all of this that I can, and then I'll use a shovel to put that in the compost bin, and hopefully that will make our little sheet pan, so to speak, template that we're working to fill the rocks with. Hopefully that'll make it a little bit thicker. We are about to have the rocks dropped. He is going to drop them in that little square right there, and it's about 5 tons of rocks. We did discover that this spot is a little bit unlevel, so I am going to be making the rocks higher on the backside. Just basically scraping it, making a little hill on the other side, and then making it shorter on this side. Okay, right now my friend's just helping me put these stakes in the ground so that we can tie a string to it, and that's what we're going to measure the rocks with. Like if the string is level, once we have the leveler out here, then that means that I put the rocks where the string is, and we're just setting that portion up right now. Do you guys see how high that's supposed to be going back here? My friend went home and got some boards, and we're going to be putting the boards up against the back so that the rocks don't fall when I put it up against there. I also had to bring out a couple more stakes that we're going to hold the boards up with. And then the whole entire thing has a string around it. We brought out the leveler, and those rocks have to go up to that string that's floating up there. Whereas this side's a little bit lower, so there'll only be about 1 inch, 2 inches on this side, and then it'll go all the way up to a good 8 inches, looks like, on that side. Okay, y'all, we have this little gravel foundation set up. My friend helped me do the whole leveling thing after he dropped the rocks, and he even helped me scrape the rocks into position. It's not perfect. It doesn't go all the way up against the string back there, but that's okay. It also doesn't go all the way against this string, but this foundation is a little bit bigger, both length and width. So the shelter will be going on the inside of it, facing out that way. So the door will be right there. I'll have them set it back maybe a foot off of here, and it'll go 6 feet up here. Then all of these rocks I'm going to end up putting as kind of like a little rampway to walk up into the storm shelter. And my friend also suggested keeping all of this here so that none of those rocks fall out. We even put a little board. We cut the board off in the front of here and put this board back here just so those rocks stay in. And then when the storm shelter is set, I'm going to come in here with a chainsaw and cut all of these down, just so it could just stay where it's at. And yeah, it's looking pretty good, guys. Woo, y'all, I am exhausted. We are on our 4th day of setting up that storm shelter area, prepping it and just getting it ready for when it is to be delivered. I am so grateful that my friend was here to help me, not only to level it, to make sure that it's level, but to supply the boards, cut the boards, and help me scrape all of that gravel into place. Again, the storm shelter is going to be put on the top of it, preferably in the most level spots. I'm thinking that the last step we have to do, which is what my friend told me to do, is just wet it down. This is called crush and run, or C33, 33C. And when something is set on top of it, it starts to set and pack in place. So if I just wet it down and maybe walked on top of it just to like compact it a little, maybe that will help the whole leveling thing. But we will see. But can't wait for my storm shelter to get here. Definitely peace of mind within these West Tennessee storms and tornadoes that we have here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.